So in this video, we solve some exercises on Access from the exercise book, chapter 6. So we start with exercise 6.1, that is on the multiplex center database. So let's first of all open the file multiplexcenter.accdb. So let's have a look first of all at the structure of the database, of this relational database. So first of all, we have the table film that includes all the movies displayed in the cinema, the table room with the details of the rooms in the cinema. The junction table session handles the many-to-many relation between films and rooms, and basically provides the information on when a given movie is shown and in which room. Then we have the table reservation that tracks all the reservations for a given session, tracking also, recording also the specific seats associated to each reservation. So let's see the first query, Q001. We start with part A, that it's about just selection queries. So we have to build a query that returns the titles of English movies with sessions scheduled in January. We want to show the title and the session ID. So create query wizard, simple query wizard, okay. So you have to select the fields that I need. So I need the title. Then from the table film, I need the language because I have to select the English movies. And then from the table session, I need the session ID. Next, detail, show every field, every record. The title of the query is Q01. I want to follow the same name convention used in the exercise, so then I can track back what queries, what point of the exercise each query refers to. And I want to open the query in a way that I can modify the design. So finish. So this is the query design. I have to have a criteria English on the language, and then in order to, and I don't want to display it, sorry, and then in order to consider only the movies whose shown in sessions in January, I have to extract the month from the date and time field in table session. So here I can create a virtual field, month, semicolon. I open the builder, okay, because I don't remember the name of the function. So if you don't remember if you remember the names, you can write it directly, or you can open the builder, select functions, built-in functions, date and time, month, and I remove exp. And then here, the date from which I want to extract the month is a field in the session table. So you have to open the multiplex center drop-down menu, tables, sessions, date and time. Okay. And this must be equal to 1. Can run the query, and this is the result. The second query requires that given a session ID specified by the user, the query returns the reserved seats ordered by line and by seat. So let's go back to our database. This was query 1, so I can save and close it. Then create query wizard, simple query. Okay. So here we need, first of all, the session ID. So from the table session, I select the session ID. And then from the table reserved seats, I have to select line and seat. I have to sort by line and then by seat. Next. Next, we call it Q02. Modify the query design, finish. So you see that Access selects the three tables: session, where I have the session ID, reservation, and reserved seat. So you want to display the session, the line, and the seat of the reserved seat for sessions specified by the user. So to ask the user for value, I can create a field that does not exist, like so, square brackets, give provide session ID, run to check the results. So for example, we can consider the section ID February 2013 underscore 006. So you see, I didn't do exactly the exercise because the records are not sorted by line, only by seat. No problem. I open again the query in design view, and they have to select line, sort, ascending, seat, sort, ascending. Run Feb 2013 underscore 006, and this is the result. Right click, save, right click, close the query. The third query, exercise Q03. So we have to build a query that returns title, production year, and language of the Italian movies produced between 2008 and 2010. So let's go back to our Access documents. Database, create query wizard, simple query. So from table film, I need the title. Then again from table film, I need the production year and the language. Next, next. Q03, modify the query design, finish. So this is what I have to display. So there's just one single table and I have to put filters. So criteria on production year and language. So for language, I just write quotes Italian in the criteria box. And for production year, I can use the between 2008 and 2010 expression. Run, and this is the result. Right click, save, right click, close. So query number 4, build a query that returns the titles of the movies with sessions scheduled in rooms with more than 100 seats. Show title, room name, and floor. Okay, so again, create query wizard, simple query. So we need to show the title of the movies shown in rooms with more than 100 seats, so number of seats. And then I have to display the room name and the floor. Next, next. The name is Q04. Modify the query design, finish. Okay, so I don't have to display the number of seats. Title, I have to display it. Number of seats, no. Room name, no. Yes. Floor, yes. I don't have to sort it in any way. The only thing is that I have to take rooms with more than 100 seats. So in number of seats, criteria larger than 100. Run, and this is the result. So rooms pink and green have more than 100 seats, so I can check in the table rooms. Yes, there is pink at floor 1 and green at floor 2. I have different floors. Okay, green 2, black 1. Okay, should be okay. We close the table rooms, save, and close also this query. Number 5, build query that returns for each session the German movies. So I have to select only German movies. And for each session, I have to display a date corresponding to 30 days after the scheduled date. I have to show session ID, title, and the new date. So let's take our multiplex center database again, create query wizard, simple query. So we need to display the titles of German movies, the session ID, okay, and then I have to create another field that is a date corresponding to 30 days after the session date. Next, this is Q05, modify, finish. So they want to display the language, but they have to take German, session ID, and then I have to create a virtual field with, call it a new date, okay. That is, here I can use two different approaches. So I can use the date add function, where the unit is D, semicolon 30, semicolon, the date / time field. Run. New date, of course, is to shrink. So we can check if that, for instance, session February 2013 004, it's actually, the new date is actually March. So it probably makes sense. I have to check when this session actually occurs. It's 9 February, so 30 days after that is correctly March 11. Save and close also this query. Number 6, build a query that returns the movie sessions for a language and a floor provided by the user. Show the title, the scheduled date, and the room name. So again, create query wizard. Okay. So I need the language of the movie, because that I want to filter it. I need the room floor, again, to filter the results with the information provided by the user. And then I want to show the title, the date, and the room name. So I go back to the film table and I select title. Then session ID and I select date and time. And then room and I select the room name. Next. Q06, modify the query design, finish. Okay, so the language must be provided by the user. Provide language. So in the field criteria, using square brackets, I create a field that does not exist, provide language. So Access will ask me for language. The same I can do for floor. Provide floor. These two values, these two fields are not displayed. These two fields are not displayed. Title, date and time of session, and room name. So I run the query, provide language, let's try with Italian, provide floor 1, and this is the result of query number 6. Save, close. So we have the last exercise of this first part, part A, on just selection queries. So build a query that verify if any session of the Twilight Saga is scheduled. If yes, show the scheduled time and the room name. So again, create query wizard. Okay. So I need the movie title because I have to check that the title contains something related to the Twilight Saga. And then I need the date, the session date. And the room name. Next. Next, this is Q07. Modify the query design. So here I have date, date and time, the room name, and then I have to put a criteria in on the title. So I can use the like expression, like quotes, star, Twilight, star, quotes. So this will look for anything containing the word Twilight with whatever before it and whatever after it. Run. Okay, so there is just one apparently on December 4 in room green. So this exercise completes the first part on selection query. Now we move to part number